In today's video, we're talking about ProtonVPN and post-quantum encryption and what it actually means and how you can use it in a practical way. What's up, you guys? My name's Ashley, and if you've ever seen the phrase post-quantum popping up and felt confused and unsure whether it even matters to you, you're not alone. This topic gets talked about a lot, but it's often explained in a way that feels overly technical or disconnected from real life. This matters because encryption standards are slowly changing, and the tools we use for privacy today are being built with the future in mind. You don't need to understand quantum computing to make good choices, but it does help to understand what this feature is meant to protect against and when it actually matters. By the end of this video, you'll know what post-quantum encryption really means, what ProtonVPN is doing differently, and how to think about using it without overcomplicating your setup. Let's get into it. So let's start off with the basics. What is ProtonVPN? ProtonVPN is a virtual private network focused on privacy and security. Like other VPNs, it encrypts your internet connection and routes your traffic through secure servers to help protect your data and hide your IP address. This helps reduce tracking, protects your activity on public Wi-Fi, and gives you more control over how your data moves online. What sets ProtonVPN apart is its strong focus on encryption and long-term privacy. Instead of only thinking about current threats, ProtonVPN also looks ahead to how technology is changing and how that could affect data security in the future. This is where post-quantum encryption comes into the picture. So post-quantum encryption is designed to protect data not just from today's computers, but from more powerful systems that may exist in the future. ProtonVPN has started integrating this concept so that users who care about long-term privacy can take an extra step to protect sensitive information. Now let's dive into all of the key features. So one of the most important features of ProtonVPN is its strong focus on encryption as a core part of the service, not an optional add-on. Every connection is encrypted by default, which helps protect your data from being read or intercepted when it moves across the internet. This is especially important when you're on public or shared networks where other users may be connected at the same time. Another key feature is the integration of post-quantum encryption concepts. This is designed to protect data not just from today's computers, but from more powerful systems that may exist in the future. Instead of relying on traditional encryption methods, ProtonVPN is actively working toward encryption standards that are meant to remain secure even as computing technology evolves. They also emphasize forward-looking security. This means it's not only concerned with current threats, but how encrypted data could be stored and analyzed later. Some data once intercepted and saved could potentially be decrypted years down the line if encryption methods become outdated. Post-quantum encryption is designed to reduce that long-term risk. Another notable feature is how ProtonVPN handles encryption without adding unnecessary complexity for users. You don't need to manually configure advanced cryptographic settings or understand how quantum-resistant algorithms work. The goal is to strengthen security behind the scenes while keeping the user experience simple and familiar. ProtonVPN also offers a range of server locations that support secure connections across different regions. This gives users flexibility when connecting from different countries while maintaining strong encryption standards. Server choice can affect performance, but the underlying security remains consistent regardless of locations. The service is also built with transparency in mind. ProtonVPN tends to clearly explain what its security features are designed to do and what they are not designed to do. This helps users make informed decisions without relying on fear-based messaging or exaggerated claims about threats. Now, let's talk about what post-quantum encryption really means. I know it sounds intimidating, but the basic idea is simpler than it seems. Right now, most encryption relies on math problems that are extremely difficult for today's computers to solve. This is what keeps your data safe. The concern is that future computers, especially those based on quantum technology, may be able to solve those problems much faster. That could make some encryption methods less secure over time. Post-quantum encryption is designed to stay secure even if those future systems become practical. For everyday users, this doesn't mean that your data is suddenly unsafe. It means that some information, once encrypted and stored, could potentially be decrypted years later if encryption standards don't evolve. Post-quantum encryption helps protect against that long-term risk. ProtonVPN's approach is about preparing ahead of time rather than reacting later. This is especially relevant for people who care about long-term privacy, sensitive communications, or data that could remain valuable far into the future. How ProtonVPN uses post-quantum encryption. So they integrate this in a way that doesn't require users to constantly manage it. Instead of making you configure complex settings, the idea is to strengthen the encryption process behind the scenes. This means your connection benefits from additional protection without changing how you browse, stream, or work online. design. You're still using a VPN in the same way, but with stronger cryptographic foundations designed to hold up over time. It's really important to understand that post-quantum encryption doesn't make your internet faster or unlock new features. Its value is in future-proofing security rather than improving day-to-day performance. ProtonVPN treats it as a protective layer rather than a selling point you need to interact with constantly. Now that you understand what it is, let's talk about some of the pros and cons. So one of the biggest advantages of ProtonVPN's post-quantum approach is just peace of mind. For users who do think about long-term privacy, knowing that their VPN provider is planning ahead can be very reassuring. It really shows a focus on security that goes far beyond just short-term trends. Another benefit is that this added protection doesn't significantly change how you use the VPN. You don't need to learn new habits or constantly toggle settings. The protection is designed to work quietly in the background. On the downside, post-quantum encryption is not something most users will notice day to day. If your main concern is basic privacy on public Wi-Fi, the difference is probably going to feel abstract. It's also a feature that matters more for long-term data protection than immediate threats. There can also be trade-offs in terms of performance in some cases. Although for most users, this impact is going to be pretty minimal. As with any advanced security features, there's a balance between protection and efficiency. Okay, now let's talk about the pricing of ProtonVPN so you can decide if it's something worth investing in. If you want to go ahead and check it out yourself, we do have a link down in the description below. Using our link, you actually can get 64% off. So they've got a couple different options here. They've got the 2-year, the 1-year, and the 1 month. You're going to save the most on the 2-year plan, which brings it to just $3.59 per month for 2 years. Then we've got the 1-year plan, which is $4.32 per month, saving you 57%. And then the regular is just $9.99 per month. So the beauty of ProtonVPN is they have a 30-day money-back guaranteed. So if you don't love it, you can go ahead and get your money back. Before we wrap up, I just wanted to touch on some tips for thinking about post-quantum encryption. Number 1 is to think long-term, not just about today. So post-quantum encryption is about protecting data that could matter years from now. If you care about long-term privacy, this feature is more relevant than if you only think about short-term browsing habits. Tip number 2 is not every user needs the most advanced security. It's okay if this feature feels like overkill. Basic VPN encryption already helps most people. Post-quantum protection is an extra layer, not a requirement for everyone. Number 3 is sensitive data benefits the most. If you regularly handle sensitive communications, personal records, or work-related data, future-proof encryption becomes a lot more meaningful. Think about what kind of data you're actually protecting to help you make your decision. Number 4 is don't expect visible changes. Post-quantum encryption doesn't change how your VPN looks or feels. Its value is mostly invisible, which can make it harder to appreciate without understanding the purpose. Number 5 is to keep your apps updated. Advanced security features often improve over time, and keeping ProtonVPN updated ensures you benefit from the latest protections without extra effort. Number 6 is balance security with usability. More security is only helpful if you actually use the tool. Choose settings that protect you without making your setup frustrating or complicated. Number 7 is to combine tools thoughtfully. A VPN works best alongside good account security, strong passwords, and updated devices. Post-quantum encryption is one part of a bigger privacy picture. And number 8, avoid fear-based decision. This feature is about preparation, not panic. You don't need to worry about quantum threats tomorrow. Think of it as choosing a tool that's built to last. Now, is ProtonVPN for you? It really makes sense if you care about privacy beyond the basics and you love the idea of future-proof security. If long-term data protection matters to you and you want a VPN that takes encryption seriously, this is a really strong option. If your needs are simple and you mainly want protection on public Wi-Fi or casual browsing, privacy, post-quantum encryption may not be a deciding factor. In that case, focusing on usability and consistency may matter more than advanced features. The right choice depends on how you think about privacy. ProtonVPN is built for users who value security as a long-term investment rather than a short-term fix. I know how overwhelming security topics can feel, especially when new terms get introduced without much context. You don't need to understand every detail to make smart choices, and focusing on what actually matters to you is what's important. If you want to check out ProtonVPN and save up to 64%, don't forget to use our exclusive link down below. I do want to mention that these are affiliate links, which means we may earn a small commission at no extra cost to you. So if you do choose to use our links, we just want to thank you so much in advance for supporting our channel. It really helps us to continue to create free content just like this. This channel is dedicated to helping you stay safe online with clear and honest explanations. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already, and of course leave any comments or questions below. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.